All right. Live. Yep. Okay. Where's the controller? There it is. Good morning. No, Stefan. Bad Stefan. What was I going to do? Apparently that. Morning, everybody. I have to figure out where all the cameras are. Don't mind me. I have an idea. It's probably a bad idea, but we're gonna see how well that works. Sorry, I dislike when things are under my nails or when it feels like something's under my nails. Okay, so mainly I'm just going to work on finishing this until some more folks show up. I have an idea. I did see someone in the Caesar. This is what my husband calls them. The Zip Around Wallet group, Maggie 55. I did see someone do a double zippered one, and I had a fever dream about how to make one. So now I'm kind of trying to figure that out. And yes, I should be con prepping, but you know what I'm doing instead? I'm figuring out how to make a double zippered wallet. So yeah. So what I'm going to have is one side of it will be like the regular side where it opens up. I'll do this way. Here's half of it. So it'll open up like this, where it's got the card slots and the zipper pocket and the accordion. But what I want the other side to have is just I'm trying to think of how to explain it. Just card slots in it and the slip pocket. So it'll be just this, but it won't have the accordion and the zip. It'll just open up so that it's kind of a quick card grasp. Yep. I don't know if I'm actually going to end up doing any sewing on this live. That seems very loud. Let me see if I can turn that down a little bit. There we go. I don't know if I'm actually going to be doing any sewing because I might have. There's a good chance that in my project bins, I have something that needs to be sewn, but the shiny new thing I want to sew. I also do have strikes that I need to sew, but I had some questions. The Beetlejuice. Oh, that's actually a good idea. So this is the Beetlejuice panel that I plan on using for a Betsy bowl or an itty bitty bowler. And I had some folks ask me, how do I cut it out? Because my claim was I got all the pieces but the flap out of one panel. So, which is true. I can do that. Let me put this. So the problem with showing y'all how or doing the pattern pieces I need for a double zippered wallet is that I have no idea what I'm doing a little bit. No, actually, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. It's just that there's a lot of talk on measurements. And Sue, who created the pattern, I promised her that I would not give out measurements. So I want to make sure that I don't do that. So I'm actually going to set that aside. Stay. I also had some folks ask me about my little cutting cart that I talk about, which is this guy right here. I'm gonna bring you to a little bit closer, maybe without. So it's a 3-tiered cart that I have these lovely command strip hooks. I do the ones that have the loose hook because they don't fight you as much to get your hooks or your scissors off. And I hang up my smaller rulers on it. So like my 5x14 from More Minot is here, and then I have an 8x8.5 by More Minot as well. I really love her rulers. They have kind of this non-slip. I mean, not on this vinyl, obviously, but on fabric, they're really nice. I have this that I got from Target at one point. They stack and can slide around, so I can close them up if I need to. Where's No Face at? There you are. So I keep my extra rotary blades in here, washi tape, Post-its. If I don't have Post-its, I think my life would cease to bring me joy because I have to have them. Glue stick, random tea bag, apparently. And then I have some pattern weights that I made. I also keep on here a couple of notebooks as everything falls over. One is my very swear wordy my very swear wordy planner. My book from Alex and More Minot, the project box, the starry one. I write all my project notes in here. Here is the fever dream of my zipper wallet, double zipper wallet. I made a little pouch that can hold all the pens. And then this has my, what I call my con dream list. It's everything that I would like to have made and ready to go. And I actually have gone ahead and marked something off. So that's fantastic. 3 more of these itty bitty bowlers and I'll have another thing to mark off. And then I've just got to do the carpet designed ones, but I have a lot on here. And it's a dream list because I very well know not all of it's going to be done. Top heavy bowl. My husband thought he would be cute, and he made me a bowl with what he thought would be a cat butt, but it's actually a dog butt because of the tail. But it's funny, and it holds clips for over here. Put those back. I have, this has got some of that cleaner that I use. Oh, hey, there's my little cup. This is my cup for filling my iron. There it is. I have a cup that I sublimated that didn't come out the way I wanted to, so it holds just the random pins and stuff I need. I've got the Zipper Jig Test 2 that hopefully Fat Rabbit Supplies will be carrying either this version or this version, which he needs to work on it, but it's a zipper jig in 2 pieces. So no matter how thin or wide your table, you can adjust it, and it's got a screw on it. So we'll see how well that goes. He's having to work on that. Here are my pattern weights, which actually I will need those. I saw another one. Okay. And then I've got some wipes on the bottom. And yeah, so this, I like having everything in my little cart because the cart moves, my table moves where I need it to. Move you back. I think the double zipper wallet might be a YouTube exclusive. I love that little card. I had to fix it because I had the table thing on it and I was using it to press rivets. Don't press rivets on inexpensive metal carts. Just a heads up on that. It's not a good idea. Let's see. Yes, so panels for bags. I'm so sorry, Mila. I did see that comment. The placement can be awkward. That is why I have, let me move this. That goes over there. I'm still mad I can't find my checklist. I'm thinking of doing the candy for the inside of the Kirby wallet. And the Kirby wallet I'll be using to try out the whole double wall zipper, double rainbow zipper. Where did it go? Lord have mercy my life. One day, y'all, I will have it together. Okay, let me see. So that's the itty bitty that I made last live. There you are. Sorry for the noise. That. And I think that's it. Oh, that goes in with that bag. I write little messages on the waterproof canvas. So I made little cards that tell you what your bag says. This one's for my hero, and it says be your own hero. So it's going to go in the back pocket. This way, when somebody's wandering around and they just need a little pep, they'll remember that inside their bag, it's encouraging them to be their own hero. Boop. Okay, that's got to go out into the storage. Okay. I think I'm all good now. I think I got everything. I'm just going to kick my trash can again. So, this is where I use the panel, is for the back. And then the only thing I usually can't get out of the panel is the flap. Patterns I use the most. Okay, definitely the classic zip around wallet. I'm going through withdrawals, not having made one in 3 weeks, but that's because I decided I needed to make 21 bend and snaps, which are finally freaking done. And I had 2 days where I was sick. But yes, the classic zip around wallet is definitely one that I enjoy. The Erica at 85% is another one I really like. I really love, I will also say any bag that I bind, I will probably make more often than other bags. And that's just because there's something about not having to top stitch that edge. With a flatbed, it can be a little challenging. So with panels, the way I figure out placement for it, I wish I had a black Sharpie. Let's see if I can make this a little clearer to see. So this actually might work out. Mainly what I use is if the pattern comes with a stabilizer piece, that's going to be the best. This is the Itty Bitty Bowler Bag by Sew Yours. So what you'll do is you'll take your stabilizer and your clear page protector. And then I just put that down, and usually with a marker, I trace around it, but let me use a pen because the marker I have on here already is very difficult to see. The reason I use the stabilizer piece is because that's going to give me a good idea of where my seam allowances are. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there you go. So this way, now if you want, so that you have a really nice accurate placement as well, is you just go along the lines of it. But honestly, you just want to make sure that your image and everything are within that those lines. This is just cardstock that I get from everywhere. At one point, my husband worked for a storage place, and a family stopped by because unfortunately their father-in-law had passed, and he used to be a principal. So I will say there was, and they didn't want anything in the unit, and the unit was very, very huge. So they signed the unit over to us at the storage unit, or at the place of business, and we went through and cleaned it out. And this gentleman was a principal of like a middle school, so there was papers amongst papers of schoolwork and teacher stuff. And it would have been really cool to donate some of the teacher stuff, except for the fact that it was from 30 years ago. Apparently, he kept everything, and then when he went to live with his family, they put all of his stuff in storage, not knowing that in every box was just papers and papers. So we were able to get that recycled, but there were all these binders. And then we came across this huge box of just white cardstock. And I'm like, well, can I have that? I'm like, I can use that. Any type of cardstock, like when Michael's, and I don't know about Joann's, but whenever they have like cardstock sales, definitely stock up, because this is really, really good to print on. The other thing I recommend is getting at some point a laminator, because they are only like about $20 on Amazon, and they make your pieces last so much longer. Oh my God, Mila, there's so much paper. It was just so much paper. It was, I think they let us know it was almost 200 pounds of just paper. Neon star. Yes, the neon colors are really nice. I don't remember what weight, like I said, I think this was like 4 years ago, and I think just this last year I was like, where's all my cardstock? He's like, babe, I think you used it. I'm like, oh, I'm like, really, already? He's like, already? It's been almost 4 years. I've got Pop Rocks on, which is a station on Sirius FM. To me, it's very worth it, because I'm just not into like talk radio, and they don't talk that much, and there aren't any commercials. So I'm like, eh. Plus I get to catch up on some music. Pandora is nice, but after a while they keep cycling the same songs. But Pop Rocks is like all the pop music of the aughts and teens and stuff. So it's anything 2000 and later. So I get a lot of random stuff. If I put on the 90s station, I'm back in high school and I don't know what to do with my life. Okay, so what I usually do first is find my coffee. Coffee! Yes, actually I do. If they will fit in the page protector, I'll store them with the one that I marked. Like this is an older pattern that I haven't had a chance, but what I'll also do is like any cut lists, Making sure there aren't any measurements. Yes. Okay. So any cut lists like this, which by the way, designers, I love when y'all put a cut list in. I know it takes extra work, which is why I will rarely buy patterns on sale. I will wait till they're off sale because I tried to make a simple pattern and I almost started drinking again. So, cut lists are magical and I super appreciate them. Even better are when they're when you laminate them. Again, a laminator is like $20. I think I got, where is those paper? Oh Lord. Here we go. And then I bought a box of these. There's 100 sheets in here for like, God, I want to say 10 or 15. But they're so nice. You know how people complain that if they have a truck, their friends are always like asking them to help them move? I have a lot of friends who are like, oh, wait, can you bring your laminator over for a minute? I'm like, yeah, y'all kill me. Oh, goodness, yes. The laminator is a fantastic thing to have. Oh, and y'all can help me out too because I don't have this corresponding print. I only bought I was having to make some hard choices. I call it Rosemary's Choice. And that's because years ago I have problems where my mind switches words. I call it the Millennial Falcon. My husband thinks it's adorable, and he's the only one I care about caring about it. But at one point, somebody is like, "What's that movie you were talking about?" Or they were talking about something, and normally it's Sophie's Choice is the movie, and I mixed up Rosemary's Baby and Sophie's Choice and called it Rosemary's Choice. And my friend stopped and looked at me and was like, I don't know where to go with that, but we're going to just keep that on the back burner. He thinks it's so cute. The other day we were in our game group and I said that, and my friend Zeus was like, did she say? And Aaron's like, don't you ruin this for me. I think it's cute. You let her do this. Don't take this away from me. But I don't have the corresponding design to go with this, so I'll have to pick a different design for the flap. And I don't think I really have anything except I've got one vinyl print. Okay, so technically I have 2 vinyl prints that I think might work, but I don't know about the cat one. So I find the middle. I look for the sides, whatever the farthest point is on each side. It looks like that is going to be it. So, and then I lightly mark, hopefully, there we go. I lightly mark, because this is 5-inch, so I know exactly what the middle is for it. The nice thing is actually because of the stripes, I'll definitely be able to get a nice straight mark. Okay. I try not to mark on the image itself unless I know that the pen will be able to be removed. Okay. Now I'm just going to place my panel panel piece or my pattern layout piece over it. And like I said, the best thing about using the stabilizer piece is that you know it'll be inside. And it'll let you know just how close it is. Because there were a couple that I might have thought to do, but they were just so close. Okay. And then what I do is I hold that down. And I'm just going to lift up slightly and mark where everything stops and starts on the top. A lot of this, it can be seen as extra because I am usually very meticulous about placement. And then on my piece where I have it in half, I have my seam allowance marked here and here. And then I use those lines to match up the lines that I drew for the top and bottom of my placement. Place it where the middle marks are, and then carefully open it back up. Couple pattern weights. Where are you at? Just kind of making sure everything's still lining up nicely. I think that'll be good. And then we trace around. Now, when you're trying to get a lot out of your panel, the best thing to do, come on you, is to leave this down so that you have a very visual representation of what you're already cutting out of this. And then I take my pieces, which I have to make sure that I don't accidentally do what I did last time. That is a stabilizer piece. That's that piece. I'm making sure to put my stabilizers to the side. That's a stabilizer, isn't it? Yes. So those all go over there. Otherwise, I will accidentally cut my stabilizer again. Okay. Sure that's on there. Good morning, Kat. I am cutting out a itty bitty bowler. I had some folks that asked how I got so much out of one panel. For this one, it's a lot easier than most think because it's a very small bag. It's a wee little bag. All right, now we're going to start. Here we go. We'll do that. Boop. I need to make myself some more pattern weights. Okay. So there's my gusset. Now the modification I have made is that for the body behind the flap, it's not a full piece of the vinyl. You see? Oh, wow, this is a good bag to use because you can really see that difference. And it helps with these curves. There, now y'all can see a little bit better. It helps with the curves a little bit more too, because there's not an extra bit of bulk. There's not this vinyl, and then the body vinyl. It's instead thin waterproof canvas. To bind, I use Grosgrain ribbon. No, a little bit closer. So I use a Grosgrain ribbon. I really like how it looks inside. it kind of frames the bag and it lets you see inside the bag a little bit better, especially the yellow with this coloring, which I actually have on Fat Rabbit. I have a soft one-sided 1-inch grosgrain ribbon that matches the zipper tape and the webbing of the Sakura Sprinkle Sprites. And it's soft. It's kind of a really satiny feel. Hi, sir. Can I assist you? We're going to have a Charlie in a moment. Let's see. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Come here. And this is why I trace things even though I leave the pattern there. Because I have a little nosy kitty cat who probably really wants to go over there. Okay, hey. I love you. Come here. Why don't you sit with me for a minute? Oh, good God. You're fine. Stop it. Let's go. There we go. There we go. See? He helps me cut things. This is Charlie. Everybody loves Charlie. So it's just so silly. You're so silly. Yeah? What do you want? I love him so much. This is my son. You done? Yeah, he does this toddler thing where when he's done, he just goes dead weight and he'll just slide out of wherever you're holding. I tell you, man, I don't have a cat. I have a toddler. Let me fix this real quick. Make sure that that's still where I need it to be. So because I don't do a full body on the other side with the slip pocket, I do a just a measurement piece. So I cut out a small piece for the top and then a larger piece for the bottom out of the waterproof canvas. He does Jello body really well. And he does keep my spirits up. So he is a good helper. Now I'm thinking, because the only Beetlejuice vinyl I have really is this one. And it just doesn't seem like it would match with it because the stripes are going a different way and it's a very different look to it. So I'm thinking that actually might not be a bad idea. Because I could do the little piece with this, and that way when you open it up, it's a peek of this different color here. Or I could just I could look through my scrap box and see if there's something. Oh, Lord, y'all get to see the scrap box. One of the scrap boxes. Ugh. There's the this body. Okay, so I think I'll just do a scrap piece. So let me see if that's going to work. That's going to go down there for a moment. Because if I don't do where are you going? I always look at how I'm cutting the gusset too. Because I want my gusset and my zipper panel to match. That's going to be too small. Yeah, they're a little bit too different. And I think because the stripes are going vertical and these are going horizontal, then it's just gonna, I don't think I'm going to like the addition of it. And it's a very hot pink. I have this design that somebody did. Oh, come here, you. But I think it might be too big to try to put on a see. It's like Spinksy Beetlejuicy Halloweeny kitty cat, and I love it. Let's see. Just trying to think of how best to do this. Because see, with the Golden Girls one, I have both the panels and the corresponding fabric. With the Stitch one, I know I'll be able to. I've got a really cute Stitch print to go with it. I don't know if I just want the flap to be so plain though. So maybe the pink would work. This is extremely confusing. Because I wasn't too concerned. Yes, I hear you out there. And I know I could cut the flap if I wanted from something else or from part of this. Okay. Yes, that's usually why cutting gives me a little bit gives me a lot of anxiety, because if I had something right, I'm trying to think if there is something that I have that might work. What, sweet boy? What do you want? Dear heavens, boy. I mean, that could work. So I have an idea. So I've been thinking, dangerous pastime. Because I have a fabric. Here it is. So I have this fabric. I generally don't use fabric for my bags, yeah, if I can help it. So I was thinking I could do the flap with this. And if I do the flap with this, I could make it into a shaker flap. And that way I can put a piece of clear vinyl over it. Oh, God. Y'all are not going to believe this. I do actually in my Amazon saved cart, because I'm a monster with Amazon cards. I have Beetlejuice clay sprinkles already saved in there. Like somehow I knew this was going to happen. So I guess I'm going to order those. And I think we will be doing a shaker flap. I think that would be fun. And I feel like this will match it enough, even though the lines are going horizontal. She's got that small, like, chibi look to her. And I think that'll look really cute. Now the question is, who's spotlighting? Wedding Lydia or Strange and Unusual Lydia? Yeah, I knew this was a good idea to talk to y'all on this. Okay, so fun fact. Now we just have to put the rest of the stuff on here. So I'm going to go back to putting that here. Yes. And I need to put that here. And there'll be 2 of those. So the zipper panels will be up here. The slip pocket will be over here. And then up here should be enough, depending on... Yep. And there's enough right here for that chunk on top. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay, so let's do this. First, I like to, after I figured out where everything's going to go, that it's going to fit. I don't trust the marking pen very much on certain vinyls. They don't seem to like to stay. Where are you? So once I know everything's exactly where it is, then I use a permanent pen. Okay, I really need to laminate this. There we go. I need to laminate these pieces, something fierce. Ah. I hit my center and it moved it all. Okay, that should do. Okay. Yay, we're going to get this. All right, where are you at? So I just recently changed my blade. If you're ever, when you're using your blade, if you ever feel like it kind of like skips over something or you have to recut a little part, that usually means you have a chip in your blade or your blade is dulling. Trade out your blade. Please trade out your blade. Let's see. So how do I want to do this? Because I like to save as much as I can, just in case I end up. So right here. Yes, I hear you. What is that? Speaking of, I just changed this blade. There is no way. And I would have just like completely cut this panel off, but this white section salvage can be a make or break it for a pattern piece, because depending on your seam allowance, you might be able to get away with going into the salvage some more. And if that means that you can fit that extra piece, then you're going to want to do that. Weird. You also want to get in the habit that anytime you put your rotary cutter down, that you close it. You also want to make sure you have a rotary cutter. What's that doing? No, that's just me. That's just a little bump, I guess. Weird. Because many a time I've dropped my blade on the floor and actually I had one blade like shatter because it dropped. What in the world is going on? Because I just changed these blades. And I will leave poor review. Normally I use the blades I've got from Fomore. They're some of my favorites. However, they have dulled. So now I know that when I go to Dragon Con this year, I'm going to need to get one more, and that should get me through each year until I see them every year. These are not the scissors I want. Hang on one moment. No. Oh, I know where they are. That's okay. Let me get a different pair. I was working in the living room last night, finishing up the bend and snaps. Because I was using a different hardware for them. A lot of times I will go ahead and cut as many straight lines as possible. That way I'm just cutting the curves out. I'm always anxious when I'm cutting out stuff because I need it to be exactly, like the lines need to be exactly perfect. Because I feel if they're not, I'm going to sew it crooked and it's going to bother me later. A little early for people to be calling on Saturday. Oh, it's such a cute bag. I love it. I'll go grab one in a moment because I'm going to need to make a soda. Let's do that. There we go. And I'm marking my centers. You have to be careful because sometimes that silver marker just gets everywhere. And that's why I have scraps of fabric. Let's see if I can. Really? Why is it not ripping? Fine, there. Anytime you use any type of cleaner or substance or even a marking pen on your vinyl, test a small swatch somewhere and make sure that it's not going to eat away at the image or anything. There we go. I don't even know where those came from. Okay, there we go. So there will be the pattern. And that's going to be so cute. I do actually have some wipes. This is dry erase board cleaner that I ended up with a huge bottle of it for 50 cents. So I've just been using this for quite a while. It doesn't have an odor to it. All right, so that part's done. Now to cut out the rest of it. And see, now the rest of it I can cut out this way. I just have to remember, I'm just going to use pen anyway, so. I hate cutting something and it being wrong. Because see, here comes that salvage. So I'm marking into my salvage a 1/4 inch. That's going to go right to it. Yeah, I went too far on this cut here. So now I'm going to have to figure that out. I think that'll do. Oops. There we go. Yeah, see, that's going to be too far. Well, poop. And these are the issues you can have. That will bother me. Okay. Just trying to make sure that I just need to make sure that this isn't too far into the salvage, which it is going to just be right there. Will you go over there, please? Because that's not too much. Okay. And I did send to the printer already, my printer in the living room, the Mr. Heckles at 85%. So that I can look to cut that out today as well, because I do have the strikes I need to work on. Okay, so what I did, so that I don't end up with any of this salvage showing in the final product, is I did go ahead and let myself go out into this area where I cut a little too far. Now, that is not going to affect it because it's not even 1/8 of an inch in. So it's just going to have that little chunk missing there, and it's not going to matter in the end. I'll be able to make it work. Sometimes we mess up. We just figure out how to make it work. There you go. Just kind of doing the opposite of what I was going to do. So I need this down here. I'll put you right up against there. Actually, that means I can do that. Yep. Okay. But because I'm using permanent pen to trace my pieces on here, I didn't want to, there it is. Apparently, some of these vinyls are very challenging in how you're able to mark them. I've not really been able to invest in acrylic templates. It's not that I think they're too expensive, because I've got a friend who works with stuff like that, and they broke it down to me how stuff does, and I was like, oh, okay. So it does make sense, the price. And I don't tell somebody that they're too much. I let them know that right now they're out of my budget. That doesn't mean that their prices are too much. That means that they're out of my budget. So I haven't really been able to budget it, because every time I'm like, oh, great, I can go ahead and get them now. You know, something comes up like a sale on vinyls that I was really looking for, or I have to pre-order some stuff. Yes, in the end, you won't be able to see this little cut. So I'm not overtly concerned with it. All right. What is the next piece I need? I have little Post-its with all my measurements and stuff that I need. Put it over here so I can actually see it. Okay, so I've got the main body, the slip right here. There's the gusset. I love these Post-its with lines on them. They make me very happy. I'm not doing 4, though. I'm only doing 3, aren't I? I might still do 4. Why not? Okay. So what we're going to do is, because that is already marked, I'm going to go ahead and get myself set up to be able to cut this out. No, you don't. There we go. And then this goes back in its little box. Boop. And that will be set up for the next one. Really? Okay, now we'll just cut this out. Because it's a shaped gusset, it does make it a little bit more strenuous to me to cut out because I'm like, okay, well, I don't want it to look like garbage because I'm going to be following these lines. Oh, my husband mentioned that y'all should never make it a drinking game. For every time I say it'll be fine, somebody will end up with a hangover after my live. No. My hands are a little bit sore today because of because I sewed and turned out 10 bend and snaps at once yesterday. So, but I put a movie on for turning them out so that I would take my time and kind of relax in between each one of them so it wouldn't be too bad. Mila, I go live on Wednesdays and Saturdays in the morning. On Saturdays, I'm usually here a little bit longer because I lose track of time. This will be perfect for the straps, actually. For strap ends on whatever I just did a Beetlejuice bag, though. Well, see, now I got to think. Sorry. What? Stop yelling at me. Oh, his door's not open. Why are you yelling at me? Don't yell at me. Come here. Do you want your door open? All right. Well, I want you to explain. I want you to explain to them. Huh? Huh? Why we have to pause everything to go to, give into your needs with your squishy butt. Huh? Who has a squishy butt? You have a squishy butt. Okay. What? Oh, drop things. Okay. That's the pattern pieces for that. So this is the bend and snap. One of them, I just realized I have this somewhere. But I still think I like the flap idea we came up with because I'm like, wait. Okay, and the reason I had a thought was because for the webbing, I was thinking of using this thing webbing I designed because it's a disembodied hand. But I know I'm going to get a comment like I did for this bend and snap. You see this? Some of y'all are going to know exactly what that way. There we go. Maybe trying to get it so y'all can see. Oh, There we go. Now you can see. So this is the necklace from Neverending Story. I put it on here because I wanted a specialty zipper tag for here. And it's snakes. And Beetlejuice does snakes and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be cute. I know it's from Neverending Story. In fact, it'll be an even cuter bag for somebody who wants to grab this one because they'll be like, oh, cool. And it'll be like a little secret Easter egg for them. There. For the carpet ones that I did for Dragon Con, where are you at? I used these instead of D-rings. There we go. Show you over here. So, and I really like that because I didn't have to sew the dough ring. I think I want a donut, y'all. I didn't have to sew the D ring here. I just sewed this on and then attached it. So it goes all the way through at the lining as well as, where'd you go? Anywhere. There we are. And they're able to clip on just fine. Boop. Now, the other thing, I did kind of think of this a little too late. Yes, this would be light. I don't know about bigger bags, but these I would only use on things like the Mini Alice by Aura Rosa. The Itty Bitty wouldn't be too bad. This is not meant to carry your whole life unless you don't carry a lot as it is. You know, it's got the card slots in it as well as the ID pouch, and then it's got 2 zipper pockets there as well as out here. So yes, this will be perfectly fine. It's also going through a lot of materials, so it's not going to tug out. The thing I did have to be careful is the way I do my bend and snaps, I sew them together here. So I couldn't do it exactly in the middle or it would burst through those stitches and weaken those seams. So I did have to make sure that I was putting it to the side on one side and to the other side on the other side. Ta-da! You barely notice. But I do love how these came out. I'm very happy with those. I'm also just very happy they're done. Let me put that over there. This is going to go over here. I don't remember where my laminator is. I think it's in the living room. But I do like those. And if you are a fan of or a part of the cult of the carpet, you'll notice Badgie has a carpet background to him. This was not on purpose. I did not mean to put that quote, I'm going to wear your skin, right there. But, you know, that's Badgie for you. If you know who Badgie is, you know what I mean. So I've got the... Oh, that's what I was going to do too. I think tonight before I go to bed, I'm going to lay out the other panels and try to get them to start flattening out a little bit more, but it should be fine. Again, you might not want to have a drinking game about whenever I say it'll be fine. Hey, Tiamat. Hi, pretty girl. Well, you don't usually grace me with your presence on a live day. Huh? Where'd you go? Tiamat? Oh, there you are. What? Come on. Come show everybody your pretty face. Come here. Oh, God. This is Tiamat. She is very unhappy to be in my lap. All right. Here. She is not a kitty cat that begs for attention very often. It's really funny because what she does is she comes in and she'll rub against my leg, wanting me to pet her, but not too much. Damn it. Come on. There we are. What do you mean unable to verify? Come on. Lord have mercy. TikTok's so weird when it comes to that. It asks me to like move a puzzle piece over. They need to understand that most of the time on these lives, we're not even looking at the camera. All right, so boop. Got a slip pocket that goes over there. Yeah, I do think that would look cute as a crossbody strap. Oh, I don't want to lose that. It's the little Kirby pull that I'm going to use for the Mr. Heckles bag. All right, what else do I need? I got the gusset. I need my contrast and my zip and my flap. All right, contrast. So I'm going to do the zippers real quick, maybe. I don't know. Because it's really, I've kind of marked down how much I end up needing. Yeah, this will be better down here. Okay. Sort of. So my original numbers aren't quite what I need anymore, so I'm just having to redo that. Now, I really did just get these blades, and I might have to leave a review. Okay. I'm clipping my centers as I go so that I don't have to really think about that at the machine. It's just kind of there. And this is a piece that's going to get sewn to make the panel piece to trace this out on and cut out. Okay, now for the zipper. And I do save these chunks of vinyl. They make great padding for things like the magnets, especially the rivet magnets. Because if you don't have enough for that rivet magnet to really press down, it'll leave a little, it'll give your rivet a nipple. And it's awkward to look at sometimes, you know. It pretty much makes a Batman Forever out of it. Oh, God, I hope this works. Well, that's what happens when you go rogue. So I had hoped to do the zipper a different way. It's not going to happen. That's fine. Again, it'll be fun. Interesting. I guess that's the end of it. Okay, cool. I've modified some of the measurements. Did I change this blade? I think I did. It looks pretty new. I'm going to start putting the date when I put the blade in. Okay. I'm not sure if any of that will be useful, so into the scrap pile it goes. Okay, so normally when I cut, it looks like weird bacon. Oh, definitely make sure there's nothing on your board. Yeah. Because there have been times when I've had to redo a piece or had to reprint a pattern piece because I cut straight through it. So normally with these, I would put the zipper where I cut it. Now I'm thinking of changing that. Where are you at? Because it looks like what might happen if I flip one over. Yeah, that'll work. So what will happen is if I do it this way instead, is it'll take away that stripe of purple there and this most of that stripe of white. So it'll just be a continuous piece. It'll look like it's striped properly. So I think that'll be kind of cool. But so I remember that that's the plan. I'm going to clip the centers of just where I'm going to put my zipper. If I don't have to add interfacing to my zipper liners, then I go ahead and put my tape there. However, because this is, as you can see, it is floppy like uncooked bacon. Apparently I'm getting hungry. Because of that, it's going to need a smidge of interfacing. Not a lot, because I will say it's like this is thin, but all that has is a little bit of Decoville light. And it sits real nice. The first one of these I did on camera, I didn't add any interfacing. And that's because it was such a stiff. Oh, that's right. The Ghostbusters one. Mommy's buying us a Ghost Trap popcorn thing because she works at AMC. The Ghostbusters Ghost Trap popcorn bucket and and one of the puff cups. I'm so excited. It really doesn't take me much to get excited, but you know. So here we go. What are we going to do next? Oh, we're going to cut out the flap. And then I will probably put the rest of this aside for the moment. Mainly, I wanted to show you all how I cut out the pieces from a panel. You also saw how I sometimes mess up cutting out the pieces from the panel. And I think we're going to put Bride Lydia kind of in the center. And that is mainly because that is exactly where I'll be able to sit it. On the back it goes. And I'll end up cutting out, but I'll put all the stuff together so that That's not dunes. What are you talking about, baby? Oh, alas. You mean also? I don't know. Mila, thank you so much. Yes, Tiamat is very pretty. She was named after a D&D dragon because of the fact that she liked to hoard things. When we moved from our first apartment with her, oh yes, not Dune. You are not getting the Dune popcorn bucket. So weird people. Yeah, when we moved from our first place, we found 3 of her hoards that she had, and it had all these random things in it that she would just steal and go hide away. She also would fetch when she was a little kitten. I'm so glad I have that on tape. But she was my baby until she turned 1. And then she became a surly teenager that wanted nothing to do with me, but still loved Aaron. Now she's a surly adult who, if there's a blanket on a lap, has to be in that lap and refuses to move if you have to go to the bathroom. And then has to deal with the boy. Who is sometimes a pain in the butt to her. Poor thing. Because he always wants to play, and she's like, no, leave me alone. I'm sleeping. Actually, so when they're both on the bed sleeping, if I go in there and I cuddle on him for a moment, he's happy as a clam. And then I'll always pet her because make sure she knows, I have a favorite child, but I still love her. And now if I pet him and then I pet her, if I don't go back and pet him again, he'll get up and go over and like swat at her a little bit. What's wrong with you, boy? Your sister alone. So now I will go pet him. I will rub her belly, and then I'll go back and pet him so that he doesn't feel the need to go futz with his sister, who is just trying to sleep. Okay, what I'm going to do so I get a nice symmetrical flap is I've cut the sides of the flap, and I'm going to fold it in half, pick the side that I think looks the best. Try to at least. Okay, that's bothering me. I think my ruler moves slightly so I don't have a good, accurate. There we go. That's better. It does not take much. It really doesn't, unfortunately. Okay, so once again, I'm going to fold it in half, matching up my sides. Maybe. Just so you know, it really is better if you iron your fabric before you cut anything out. Oh, that is an awful little curve. I'm going to cut my curve out, cut my bottom out. And I'm kind of using the ruler to weigh down the fabric. Because fabric does not really like to be cut on the fold. It's slippery and slidey. If you're cutting on the fold, your best bet is to cut on the fold for your interfacing, adhere it, and then cut on the fold. But there we go. Ta-da! Sort of. There we go. And then see, Lydia is right there in the middle in her beautiful wedding dress. And I got out this fabric for one little piece. You'll have to forgive me. I'm feeling a little under the weather today. Or apparently with the weather, seeing as the weather is not great outside right now. It's a bit of a gloomy day out there. Oh my. Okay. Might have some curly fabric actually. Anyways. Okay, so that means I go down my list to make sure that I have everything cut of that. Where are you at? So full body A. Those need to go in there. Slip. Flap. Zipper. Top contrast. And gusset. Okay, so that is set up for the next phase of cutting. I'm just going to set that aside. I'm probably going to regret where I set it, but we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to put these up. I've been kind of writing down some different questions that folks ask me that they want to know about so that I can kind of do a Q&A. So if you do have any other questions, please feel free to ask. I do not mind. Let me put that blade up. Where's my other blade at? There you are. I have a specific blade for fabric. I'm located in Georgia. A Tough T is my husband. He's helping me moderate. So it must mean that work is boring and he can come home early. Oh, good. Okay, so this is printed on regular copy paper. And that's mainly because otherwise the stuff I have right now, I would have to, I have to sit there and feed it through because it's so thick. So this way I'm going to probably end up laminating it. Let's see. Today I'm pretty much answering random questions. You said you set up at cons. I do. Right now I just have one convention that I'm doing because I've got other fires that are getting out of control. So I'm trying to get those under control at the same time as prep for Dragon Con, which is a very, very large convention here in Georgia on Labor Day. So I printed this at 85% because I wanted to make a small Mr. Heckles. Let's see. Before I cut out anything, I go through and make sure it's something I'm going to need to cut out. The overlay, I'm not going to need to cut that out. I do my own. So we got that. This is the B piece. That's the A front. Okay, so I'm going to separate these, but I'm going to do it this way because I know I need this bottom piece. Yep. Okay, so A goes here. B goes there. This is the bottom. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut this all the way out because I know I need it. And it's just straight edges. So it's always good to have a rotary cutter when you're doing pattern piecing like this. One that's just for paper. Because if you use the same one that you use for your fabric, it's going to dull it out. It can be. It is. Believe me, there's a convention here in town not too long from now, like the first weekend of April. And it's not too bad. It's like only $400 for the booth, but still, it's Like sometimes you wonder, is it going to be worth it? And that hinterland. Which one's the hinterland? I know that one's like, is that one of the new ones? Because it sounds very familiar to me. Where's mine? Is that right? Really, pen? We don't have words here. Okay. Okay, I had a feeling it was lavender and twine. Their bag designs. I have not tried a lavender and twine yet. I want to really badly. So I think that might be the next one I do. What I want to do is at least once a month bring y'all a new pattern that I haven't done yet or something to that effect. Usually I use strike fabrics to try out new patterns. This way, if it doesn't come out quite perfect or, to my standards, I don't feel so bad because the fabric was at a lower cost for me. Yeah, I'll have to look up the hinterland because I know, because there's one I have, and I don't know which one it is right off the top of my head. Everybody has their designer that the second you say one of the bags, they're like, oh, I know exactly which one. I'm like that with Aura Rosa. And I do know Knotted Threads, mainly because she doesn't have a whole lot of patterns, but also because I love the Aries. The Aries, I know the Rosie's really big. These are my paper scissors. The fun thing is when I get to Dragon Con, I'll go by Femore's booth and just set down the box of scissors I bring. Okay, so that one's good and cut, so that can go over there. Like, see, this has the interior zipper and the zipper overlay, and I don't plan on using those. What was the other one? Oh, that was probably the tiny piece for that. But I am going to cut out the little tiny cut list. The extras. Like it has the measurements for things like the handles and that. But I really don't need this because I do my own zipper pocket. Plus, it's going to be a little bit different anyways. Interior slip. I'm not going to need that either. Normally I look over so I don't end up printing things I don't need per se. Okay. However, I was trying to do it really quick before I came on. So as I said, I'm a little under the weather. Let's go in the recycle bin. That goes there. Okay. So, show y'all tricks that I use. Thanks, Java. I really do need to do one of the lavender twines. I know I got one of theirs in, like, whenever the big bundle of bags comes up and it's like $20 or something like that, get that bundle. Because as long as you like one of those patterns, Actually, let's see, $29.98. As long as you like at least 2 to 3 of those patterns, you did not overpay. And it has so many patterns in it all the time. Like ones that I was like, oh, I meant to grab that one. I do like buying patterns at full price as much as I can, especially if I know they give a cut list. But, this girl ain't going to pass up a big old pattern bundle. That just seems silly. So piecing together, where is my tape? I use clear tape. You're actually put away. Hot dog. Oh, Snikes, sorry. I'm starting to get a little warm. Who does the pattern? I don't remember. Because I've gotten both in the last years. That's where I ended up getting the Fortuna backpack, which has become pretty much my go-to bag. Where are you going? And this is at 75%. So it's a big one. The Fortuna, which is by ISY Sews. Not so creative. It's a huge sewing bundle too. I want to say they just did theirs last year, but they might have not done it yet for this year. If they do it again this year, I'm getting it again. Some of them are really random patterns, like, okay, I don't want it to sound mean. It's more along the lines that they're patterns that I wouldn't have bought myself, which is another great way to end up trying them. Low 20s. Right now I'm jealous. I'm so jealous because I like being cold. It's one of my favorite things to be. Even though I become a drama llama, my husband laughs at me because I'm like, I'll never be warm again. He's like, you were just saying how much you love being cold. I said cold, not frigid where I feel it in my bones. Okay, so the way I piece together mine. Oh, no, it's not a specific designer. It's just a bunch of different designers. Sorry. Yeah, it's like 20 or so different designers that put one in. This last one, Nicole from Sonar put one in there. And Lavender and Twine had one. And before that, it was fantastic. I cannot wait for them to do it again. If you search in Sew Whatever sewing bundle, I'm sure it'll pop up. So as you can see, I have barely rough cut it, except for with this piece, I cut straight across. But on the bigger piece, I haven't cut anything out. And that's because I'm going to use this to kind of anchor this a bit more. And then I'll cut it out all at once. So it also helps so that you can make sure that everybody can see. Yep. Okay, so I place the paper lined up nicely. And then I put a couple of pattern weights. Then I line everything up down here. And I will say if you're not sure if you're supposed to overlap the line, the best way to tell is to just overlap it. And if the lines don't match up, then pull it down. I believe it looks like if I overlap it, they line up beautifully. That's mainly what I'm doing, is making sure that everything lines up. And then I carefully put the pattern weights on the bottom piece. I used to pull the tape out and then put it down still attached. I don't really do that anymore because the paper likes to lift up because there's static electricity. So I kind of give it a little bit of a rub on whatever I'm wearing, and then it discharges the static electricity on it. And then it looks like you printed it that way. So we're going to also put, so see, I don't know if you'll be able to see this as well. Stabilize the back. But see, the paper's kind of moving a little bit because there's that static electricity. So I could do that too. So I discharge it by putting it on my clothes real quick. The back end, don't put the sticky end on you. Just making sure. All right, now I can cut this out. I know some folks laminate and then cut. And I do like the thought of not having to do everything 3 times, which is why I wait to cut after I've placed it. Did you move? You did. What did you do? But the problem is that it feels every time I do laminate then cut, it seems to separate the lamination. Now, that could be that I'm not using the proper lamination, or that my $5 laminator is, not the best. I mean, it's a good laminator. I so happen to get it at Black Friday. I need to do a live and do that. Take y'all to Black Friday with me. So I like really nice straight bottoms and tops if they're going to be straight. Like the bottom of this will be straight. The top will not be. But so I line up the fold mark, because that's going to definitely be a straight line, with one line of my cutting mat. And then I make sure that the bottom lines up with one of the lines. And then I cut that off. I do get this question a lot too, and I've seen it a lot. And so whatever, is a lot of folks ask, do you cut off the black line? So do you cut inside that black line or outside the black line? It really I don't think it really matters except for how thick they do their black line. And then you want to ask that specific designer, because this black line is like what, not even a 1/16 of an inch wide. Yeah, it's like 132. It's not going to affect the overall outcome. My advice is to go ahead and cut outside the black line and then cut in the middle. Hope for the best. I mean, you can do that too. I cut on the outside of the line. That way, if my ruler kind of scoots, it scoots outside of that line, or I can then just trim off the black line. It's just whatever you do on one piece, do it for all of the pieces, and that will get you a consistent cut. The way I use a ruler and a rotary cutter, sometimes I get the outside of the line, sometimes I don't. Like, here we go, literally. Black line, no black line. Because sometimes I can't really see, but I'm getting the gist of the size in that. As long as I'm not like going overboard, that's all that matters. Okay, so that's that one piece together. You'll go over there. I can't wait to do this one because I liked the Mr. Heckles. Because it is a really cute bag, and I'm thinking of doing a. I don't even know where the one I made is, to be fair. It's somewhere around here. Oh, and always take a look before you go overboard cutting to make sure that things aren't at an angle. So if you have a small angle, I cut, pick up my blade, change the angle, and then cut it. Those aren't the scissors. These are. There we go. Ta-da! So now I have, so it went straight and then it goes, and then it flares out. So if you say that's very good ladies make me laugh. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to remember what in the world I made with the, oh, that's right, the other Pokemon bag, which is probably put away. Actually, I think I might know where it is. Hold that thought. I do know where it is. And I can check on a cat. Y'all been too quiet. Okay. Yeah, I knew exactly where it is. And he's quiet because he's out there in his little bed. Okay, so this is the Mr. Heckles in all its full glory. Oh, exterior front, that's what this is. So as you can see, it's going to be a mite smaller. Not a whole lot, but I think it will be noticeable enough. But the Mr. Heckles has a great place for a panel. I did have to widen my handles a little bit. Amber at the Crafty Reporter, she also widened her handles a little bit too. I don't remember why, but that's what I did. I did that so that I could fit Jessie on here completely. And then on the back, it has a little sneaky pocket, which is put together really adorably. And then we have a recessed zipper. Bam! With a zipper pocket on one side, slip pockets on the other. And then in theirs, I wrote that Team Rocket rules because I love Team Rocket. It's a very cute bag. I think I'm going to like seeing it a little smaller. Oh, this needs a zipper end, so I do need to put that on. I don't put my zipper end on because I don't even put my pool on until it's done. This one's probably going to be a little over 100 because it's so big and it takes a lot of material. So probably 115 closer to. It was about a 2.5 hour project. That's if I can give it up. But some of the newer bags that I've been making, I do have to figure out how much I'm going to be charging for. Oh, thank you, Mila. It's really hard sometimes to price things on the fly because if I'm doing other things with my head, like if my mind is already preoccupied with other numbers, like after the live, I'm going to be packing and labeling. I'm going to be packing and labeling for shipping for Fat Rabbit supplies to go out because I was hoping to have them out yesterday, but again, I have been feeling like warmed over garbage a couple days this week, and I worked through some of it, but there was a day that the only way I was going to not set fire to everything was if I took that time to relax and kill some things on Diablo. Oh, thank you. I do love how it came out. I think it's so pretty. And I am very excited to see how I like the 85% because that's the scale that I do my Erica's at, and they're always so adorable. Like somebody wanted the Erica bigger. I was like, oh, well, I mean, I can make it bigger. So I just made it full scale and was like, oh God, I forgot how big this purse could be. All right, so I've got those lined up nicely. This is also the time you definitely want to make sure that all of your lines are lined up properly. And that doesn't mean just the outer lines. You're going to want to look at, like this one says to cut on the fold. That's a great line to double check and make sure that one works. Okay, undo our tape. Discharge it. Wonder if I can do an OnlyFans just discharging tape. I'm gonna need y'all to ignore me at some parts of this. I do have a website for my bags. Told you, Mila, I'm gonna get kicked off soon. Chubby Bunny Studios is the website for my finished bags. Just do this discharging. I mean, everybody's got a thing. Might as well. What we need is a pet one called Only Paws or Only Peets, P-E-E-T, little Peets. But if we do Only Paws, it's just people showing off their animals to buy extra kibble or toys for them. Okay, just so y'all know, if suddenly Only Paws shows up, you know where it came from. But yeah, Chubby Bunny Studios is my bags, and then Fat Rabbit Supplies is webbing and zipper tape and 3D printed tools. Like we had a round of the card helpers, which that's another thing I need to do today as well. I'm having to come to terms that some days I have to take off from the sewing machine, but that's not because I'm not going to be working. It's because I have other facets of the job I need to take care of. And I can be a real toddler because, I'm thinking in my head, okay, well, we really need to get everything packaged up and going. And in my head is this little toddler that looked like she was about to go to the sewing machine, and she's doing this, and she's like, but I want to sew. I know you want to sew, but we have to take care of these orders too. Nuh-uh. Yes, huh? We have to do this, and it's an argument. I have an overactive imagination, so it's not just the image that I'm giving you is the actual image in my head. I'm telling you, Only Pets would be amazing. Just everybody putting up their pet pictures. Clean pet pictures. Not those kind of pet pictures, because that would be only fursonas. I actually have a fursona that somebody drew for me. Where's she at? There she is. She drew me. My friend drew me as a little chubby bunny, a little bag and everything. It's one of my favorite things. It's so cute. She's so adorable. I love it. There we go. So it stays on my cart, so I always have it. Because I did a furry con. I didn't do really well, but I had a blast. And one of the biggest things that I understood is I didn't do poorly because of my product. I did poorly because nobody had money after buying things for their fursuits, buying commissions to get their fursonas done. And I was ecstatic because I was sharing a table with my friend who was just like busy, busy, busy. I started helping her to make sure that she could get to the commissions. And it was a lot of fun. Oh, they had pets. They had animals there that you could pet. I got to hold a lavender skunk. And at one point, the handler was like, listen, I want you to know I'm keeping an eye on you, not because I think you're going to steal I think you're going to hurt the animal. I'm actually keeping an eye on you because you have that look in your eyes that says, I'm going to steal this animal. This animal will now be mine. And I told her she wasn't wrong. I was wondering if I could fit it into a purse and get out of there quick enough. Because she was the prettiest skunk. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a... Oh, okay, that's why. I'm sitting here trying to line this ruler up, and I'm like, why is it not lining all the way? Oh, because there's a turn on it. Nope. So yeah, I'm like, listen, you're not wrong. I'm not going to take offense. Your job is to assess the situation, and you assessed it properly. I want to take this skunk home with me. There we go. I still even have those pictures. I think I got to hold something else. I don't remember what it was. My dream is to have a capybara for a pet. But Georgia is dumb about pet laws. I couldn't even have a hedgehog, and I used to have a hedgehog. He was the cutest little hedgehog ever. All right, almost done, and then trying to think what other, because I lost the piece of paper I had with questions on it. That's B and that's B. Okay. No, I want to do the smaller piece. I try to always trim off the smaller pieces connector because it's a little easier to move that around than it is to move a large piece. Okay. Okay, as much as I love Bare Naked Ladies, where's 90s? That's classic rewind. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I'd say I know I have them on favorites, don't I? Where are the 90s at 9? There it is. Nope, go back this way. Okay, there we go. I'm going to need you to leave me alone, stomach. I already had this talk. See, it's even worse when I see I have on Amazon a there's a couple of possums that I follow as well, and every time my husband shows, one of them like rolled up or that or cuddling with a possum, I'm like, why is everybody living my dream? Why can't I have the dream of owning a possum? Why? I just want to cuddle it. I just want to show it love. No, Georgia says you can't have those things. Tape went over the edge, so I'm just getting that out the way. There we go. Yes, I know you're... Oh, okay, no. Not in the mood for that. What is... Okay. I have an idea. There you are. 100. That's not what I said. You click the button I want you to click. There we go. Oop, too far. I wish y'all could see my eye twitching right now. Let me go back here. Actually, that's... Fine. Anywho. You all should see me when I'm also trying to pick a movie. Oh, thank you, hon. There we go. Oh, madre de Dios. Okay. Almost. I think, like I said, I think this is the last piece I needed to cut out. Okay, that's right. This, I think, isn't a straight line. Guess I could. I don't know what's in there, though. Okay. And I need to make sure I've got everything. Which would have helped if I printed out a cut list. Because I know she has one. Well, I should have it somewhere. I have patterns everywhere. That's the mini. That's the polar. That's the Catalina. Well, hello. There's my cut list for the Caesar. List for that. The giant Carlotta. The regular Carlotta. Okay, so it's not there. What time is it? 25 past 10. Okay. Put this up for you. Actually, don't want to crush anything. I'm going to do that. Okay. Don't mind me rolling around here. Sometimes the wheels work great and then sometimes they don't. So it's just. I'm happy to help. Because whenever I finish a lot of a project, like I just finished the set of Bend and Snaps, I take a moment and I clean up, as like not like clean, but I sweep up all the stuff that didn't quite make it into the trash can. I find clips. I have a little dirt buster, so I clean underneath my machine. And I just try to make sure that my cutting space is going to be not a train wreck. Because there's nothing like trying to cut a large piece of something and you can't because you're shoving things off on accident. Like some of these bags that are sitting over here that are being put on the ground, the moment that the live is over, I'm going to make sure to put them back. That way I don't have to deal with a whole lot of everything everywhere. I'm putting up my tape and my cutter. That way that's taken care of. Oh, yes, somebody had a question. Let me put this aside for a moment. About, I talked about a reusable sticker display. And somebody was very happy to find out because a lot of us have sticker anxiety. So I have this display that I have. I need to hang it up somewhere, but the stickers come right back off. So I can move them. Or if I finally find its quote unquote forever home, I can then take it off of here and put it there. But these are stickers that it hurts me to think that I might lose them. Or like I've got some on my sewing machine, as you've seen, but some of them are starting to get worn down because a lot of stuff wears. Now I will say Atomic Pixie, their stickers are freaking amazing. First of all, look at that little thing. Do you see this? It's a freaking cockatoo griffin. Stop. Why? It's so adorable. I need to get back on their Patreon, because their stickers, and that's this one right here too. I mean, look at how cute that is. And they're all inclusive of body type, skin color, and everything. Makes me so happy. So I have this, and as you can see, it's flexy, but it has its own little hanging thing. So let me put that aside, and I will get the stuff, which is over here, buried. But I've been wanting to put one in the bedroom anyways. Okay, so to make your own sticker design like that, sticker hanger, let's see. These, I got a 3-pack of silicone mats. These were extra. These are considered extra large. And they are they're like 15.5 by 12. I'll put the pink one over here for the moment. So I have that. And then These are wooden poster hangers. This was a 3-pack. And what they are is they hold, oh, good God. Wait, which one? There we go. They're good for holding scrolls and things like that. Or if you get some prints that you want them to, you don't want to like stick them on the wall, you can put a print in there. That way you don't have to really frame it, and you can change it out. So if you're like me and every time you go to a convention, you walk away with 20 prints and you can't choose between them because they are your children, well then, now you can switch them out here and there. Let me see. Do I have a blade over here? Okay, so this comes in a 2-pack. Or with 2. So it's a 3-pack of 2 a pair. There we go. 3 pairs. Words are so hard today. Okay. So you have one side that has the hanger on it. And I will say that this side will be the most challenging because of this knot that's on the bottom. So I start with the bottom one. Take it apart. And we're going to unwrap this. And because it's put together with magnets, it's easy to kind of adjust it when you need to. Just trying to open this thing. I will say they're very durable. There we go. So I'm trying to make sure it actually goes in the trash can. Okay. And you can hang it either, if you hang it this way, just realize you're going to have, if you go horizontal with, or landscape, I guess would work. If you go landscape with the silicone pad, then you're going to have overhang here, and it's probably going to flop down. There's a good chance. So the best way is to go with the length. And when you buy these, make sure you're buying mats that are the same size as your frame. So lift that up. The shiny side is your best side for the stickers. So I have it lined up with the bottom. This is going to be one of the challenging parts, is making sure that, because the magnets are nice and strong. So I take my ring fingers and I try to hold it down as best as I can. I line up the bottom edge with it and then let it kind of meet up to it. Ta-da! And it's got some weight to it, so you want to make sure that your silicone mat is strong, which the ones I got are definitely strong. Okay. I also want to make sure it's even. So doing this on a cutting board is going to help you a lot. Because I can see it's a little uneven. So what I'm going to do is try to fix it by just lifting it up a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to take it off. This is only my second time, and I want everything to be nice and even because it's something that's going to be in my eye line. And if it's off, it will make the whole room feel off to me. I wonder if I were to put, because I want to be able to take it off. I mean, if you don't care about taking it off and putting it back on, then, oh, maybe if I come in from this direction, then you can probably just glue it. Like I said, these magnets are strong. I'm already fighting to keep this dang thing from. Okay, I think that did. Okay, so I think if you come in from where this is connecting, you'll have a better better luck at getting it nice and straight. Yes. Okay, so I had it down here, and then the first time I came in from the bottom, coming from the top of it, because then you can kind of see where it's trying to go. I'm not kidding. These things, it was already trying to like move up. It's like, I want to be with my other side. All right. So move that there. And you want to make sure you know which side is your front and your back that you're going to use. Again, the shiny side's better for the stickers, because you're wanting to put this side with the hanging on the back. So we're going to lay that down. We're going to adjust. And like I said, the going in the way I just did might help a lot more. I'm going to put a little bit more in between than I did before. Okay, we're going to do this. I need to get some Chubble Gum stickers to put on here too. Okay. Nope. Stop it. What are you doing? Oh, wow. That was so much better than the first time. I might go ahead and fix that one. And ta-da! And like I said, just take a sticker. I don't know if I should have some in here. Those aren't stickers for some reason. I have a lot of stickers from Atomic Pixie. But this is a podcast that I really like called The Cellar Letters. If you like horror at all, it is a very, very good podcast. I'm going to start writing down things to tag in the Instagram reel when I repost it. So, I know it was just there. Oh, Atomic Pixies. Yeah, with Atomic Pixies, especially if you want something very high, classy, nerdy, they do this art noir stuff that is so gorgeous. So beautiful. They've got a, what was it? A Princess Bubblegum and a Marceline that is just fantastic. And so I'm just going to put it right here. And then when I get more stickers, if I need to move it, it comes right off. It's so wonderful. I really, really like this. And this is going to go in the bedroom. But before I do anything else. Oh, and see, when you need them to be shorter or to travel, you can just do that too. You don't have to undo everything just to pack it up. Just be careful of your stickers in there, because you don't want them to get folded. Okay. Yeah. See, there's this like weird curve here. And that's because I was in such a hurry to like make sure it worked, because otherwise I was going to return it. So, okay. So I got that down there. This will be interesting to see how well this works building it with the stickers on it. Okay. It's a little bit better, and let's see if we can fix the top. Because I thought the top was just going to look like that no matter what because of the... Oh, okay. Just kind of like moving those knots out of the way a little bit. All right, let's see how well this works. Or you could just do that. That happens. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't holding it and I got it too close and it got excited. I understand. Okay, so first I'm holding it with my ring fingers before I get too close because as you saw, it literally likes to snap up. Yep, that is much better. Look at that. No weird bubble. It's hanging nice and straight. So yeah, see how this one's, where'd you go? This sticker is kind of trying to peel off, and that's because it's hanging on the curve. And this one's trying to peel up because it's on the curve. So you do want to be careful of that. Ooh, and apparently flipping it out like that is not a good idea. And I'm sure if you wanted to, you could even double your stickerness because all you would have to do, your stickerness, because this hangs just fine without the weight. So that means all you would have to do is put hanging hardware on here and you would get out of the 3-pack 6. So I'm going to hang that up and I'm going to see how well it does without that bottom level. And if this does really well, then I might be adding hanging hardware to that. I just think that's a really cute way to have your stickers without having anxiety about sticking them someplace. So I'm going to set that one there. I'm going to put you back up where you were. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much, I think that was one of the last questions I had for random things. So pattern piecing, how do I get a full panel to work for me? I don't use my Cricut where there can be evidence of foul play. So that's not going to be it. Now, I will say for the double wallet that I plan on doing, I don't like using fabric for the outside because it can get dirty. So what I'm going to do, and that's how the shaker wallet was born, was I figured I could just put a piece of plastic, clear vinyl over it, and it would protect it, which it does. It just also makes a really cool shaker wallet. I'm going to have to order those Beetlejuice sprinkles because they are my new everything and are absolutely perfect for that. Sorry, I'm playing with these because I fidget with my hands, and it won't. It bounces it. Where are you at? Oh, yeah. I can make it move. Ooh, and magic. I'm sorry. I might be getting a little punch drunk. So, but I don't want to make a shaker wallet as well as a double zippered wallet. So I'm going to use this Vinyl fuse. And we're going to see how well that works. That's going to be fun. I just know it. Oh my Lord, I know it's going to be fun. So let's see. What do we need for... Because I know this is going to be the front panel of the Mr. Heckles at 85%. Stay. And I would make an itty bitty with this. So the vinyl fuse is fun, except I really don't like if I'm going to be turning it out. I used it on an Ora Rosa bag. I don't remember the name of that one. It was the little one with the bar clasp that I really liked. It was so cute. It was one of the all-inclusives. It has like the card slots and all of that stuff. Oh, and I have those. Stop it. Okay. Things start poking around in my head. So, I'll have to do, by the way, I'll have to do how I do my pattern weights, because I do like having these. And these are ones that I made. So the vinyl fuse, it's not great if you have to turn it. It does not like to be pressed again, which is why I think it will work with the wallet, because you don't really turn the wallet. It just gets kind of moved around a bit. So I think it'll be okay. And if everything goes to pot, well then, but I'm excited to use it. In fact, I might even, I would use it on that, but you have to turn that bag. You have to turn the bag, so that's a no. And there's really no way to put it on after. And I thought maybe I could do a shaker wallet with this stuff, but you have to press it. I mean, I might be able to use it with the iron to make a little pocket, but then you have to make sure that everything is not moving around weird. That's an interesting thought. I'm sorry. Random things try kind of like poke around into my head sometimes. Back bottom is a fabric. Exterior back top is fabric. What's on the list? Handle connectors, side panel accent. Oh, the side panel accent. I do that with the fabric, because whatever the front panel is, I want to use that, because that's what makes it comes out really cute that way. Because otherwise it just would have been this again. And I think this kind of just adds a little bit. What's that? Oh, the light was reflecting, so it looked like a cat hair or something. So I was picking it at light. I'm doing real good. Okay, exterior side is vinyl. I'll put this on here so I remember that. Ooh, where's my... This might be one of the reasons why it takes me longer than most to get to cutting. But this is my actual process. I cut out the pieces. I take a look at them. I try to figure out what I want for vinyl versus what I want for waterproof canvas. And then I write it down. So then all I have to do is glance over at my list. And after even I write it down, I'll usually put a piece of tape over how many or that, or just all over the whole thing. And I'll check it off with a dry erase or a wet erase marker so that I'm able to keep up with it. I learned this lesson the hard way, that my OCD and my ADHD bump heads really, really, really hardcore when I'm cutting. I'm distracted by every other little thought in my head when I'm trying to cut. And then the chaos overwhelms me and I have to go watch a YouTube. Definitely. Once I actually figure out once I try to remember again how I used to do spreadsheets, I will probably do some spreadsheets, cutting lists so that I can then just laminate them kind of like, let me do that. So this is the cutting list that you get with the classic zip around. I'm covering up the measurement numbers. And then I also even printed on the other side all the pieces and then laminated it together so that if I'm ever curious, this right here, when a designer sits there and shows you the bag and goes, this is this piece and this is this piece, they have my heart. They have my heart. But yeah, this way I did it for the mini as well, so that I have that with those patterns on hand. So Mr. Heckles. It's why I have Post-its everywhere. I mean, over here, this bookcase, each of those rows, those shelves, had a Post-it lined across it when I was doing, what was I doing that I had some, when I was keeping my strikes in order. Visuals help a lot, because just because they call this the exterior front doesn't mean I understand exactly what they mean. Or like back top, lining top, a lot of that helps for me to know where it is and how I want to do it, because I know this is where the recessed zipper is going to go, is right here, because I've actually made it. But that doesn't mean that I know exactly where everything's going to go before I start. Alexis with Ora Rosa does that, and it's very helpful. But I learned this the hard way with the Speedwells from Blue Collar. That if you cut out, including the stabilizer, all the pieces that you need, you end up with a total of 90 pieces. 90 things that have to be cut out, because you have the if you're doing it the way they write it, you're doing the fabric, the first interfacing, the fleece interfacing, and then you have things that go inside certain places for the Decoville or the Pellon, and it's just each, there's a piece that has 4 things that you have to cut out of it. And that's just the one first piece. So and some of them you have to cut 2 of them. So it's a lot. And the first one I cut out, I forgot like 2 or 3 things. Actually, I think it was closer to almost 10 things. So that's when I just started writing everything down that I was going to need. Or actually with Blue Collar, I was like, oh, I don't need to print out this cut list. Guess who printed out a cut list? Because they do cut lists too. So fabric. So I write down the textile, and then exterior front. And then how many times 1. And I'm actually going to note that this needs woven interfacing. Because what I'll do is I'll cut out this piece, and then I'll just get my sew fuse and lay it out and put it on. I usually, with fabric, use Sew Fuse Plus. However, I have noticed that with Sew Fuse Plus and Decoville Light, that combination, the wrinkles don't like to come out as much. Whereas the regular lightweight Sew Fuse and the Decoville, they are happy together. They're the turtles. They like being together. Okay. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this, because on the dotted line, is where you cut out the Decoville light. So let's take care of that right now. Okay, so I'm not going to cut the whole thing out. What I do is I'm going to cut along the bottom. And then I'm going to cut along the top. Or the side, I mean, first. I'm going to cut from the side to the top along the dotted line. It does make it challenging to cut out anything else, but what will happen is if I like this size of it, is I'll just finish cutting this out completely and I'll reprint these pieces. But what I'm doing, okay, so I have that cut out. I'm trying to decide how I want to fold this. So I'm folding the top piece to the back. And that way what I'll do, I think I want to fold it to the front. Either way. So fold it to the back. And then I'll fold this corner over. And now I have the ability to trace this. Once I trace this side, then I can pull that out and trace the bottom. And this way I'm not having to measure out how much is going to be there. And I'm not lying, this is going to be a pain in the butt. And I'm going to do the other ones after I cut this out, which is what I should have done, but I did not. I might just put a little piece of tape here when I go to cut it out, and I can recut that. Where's my stuff? There it is. Oh, okay. So exterior front is in fabric. Exterior back top. And exterior back bottom. Oh, and then this. Okay. The side panel accent. And on here it has it. So I will be writing down that measurement and then putting times 2 because I will need 2 of those. And then I also need my zipper panels, which I'm going to do 2 with the fabric and 2 with the okay. I'm just making sure that that's because I did like how I figured this out. Oh, that's not correct. Okay, so by the way, when you have measurements and you've scaled down, you need to take that measurement and times it, which I do not have that ability at this moment, by 0.85. So if it's 6 inches, you take 6 times 0.85 and it'll give you the number. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times you are going to have to figure out where to fudge the number a little bit. What is going to be your best bet? When you're doing round gussets, like, oh, thank you for 6. When you're doing round gussets, but it's still going to be times 3. The best way I have done to check my numbers is I will take both links like the zipper panel and the gusset, add that together, and then take that number times 8.5. And I'll put that aside. Then I take the zipper panel and times it by the 8.5, and then I take the gusset and times it by the 8.5 and add those numbers together. And what you're going to do is you're going to see how close your number is. So if you end up with 21.9 and 22.38, those are hard to understand which measurement. So you're going to want to kind of push one towards the other. So you would maybe put 21.9 up to 22 and then take a smidge. So I said 0.38. So probably you would be able to move that down to 2.5 or maybe 0.35. There is, I'll have in my Instagram, it should be on my reels, but if not, I need to add it back to my stories then. I do have the decimal numbers for the fractions. But what that does is that gives you a number to work towards so that you're not shortening yourself of the gusset or making it too big. Because any type of like circular gusset, you can't really fudge that if it's not going right. Like with this, if these didn't line up, which actually they didn't, I think one was a little shorter than the other. Okay, that's not a big deal. You can fudge that a little bit. But once you start, doing this circular, once this is done and sewn together and ready for assembly, you're not going to be able to fix that as easily. I mean, you just there's clipping involved and over sewing. However, it does work a lot better if you start off with it working properly. Now, I'm only going to be taking the length times 8.5. I'm not taking the width because we're still folding it in half to get a certain thickness. So if you have handles, like for this, it says handles, it's got the length times 4. And that's because they're going to be 1-inch handles. Well, you don't take the times 4 or the 4 inches by and then subtract the 15% because you still want it to be 1 inch or 3/4 if you're using 3/4 3/4 inch hardware. So Alexis has in Orosa patterns, she has great tips and tricks on how to scale a bag to make it work for you. I want to make a tiny Catalina. I just don't know how small I want to go. And I even shrunk, actually I think that's an 85. Is that 85 or 75? Yeah, the backpack I showed, the My Hero one, is at 75% of the original pattern. And then the sling that looks a lot like the Mav, I did using the Fortuna, but I shrunk it down to 65. And it's just a smidge bigger than the Mavs, but I absolutely love it. It's so cute. I carried one for a while because it had my little baby Porg on it. All right, so that's pretty much all I need for fabric. Now with the lining top, that's going to be seen on the outside. So it says lining, but I think I actually want to use the fabric so that it just kind of has this cohesive look to it. So that's what I'm going to do. Zipper panels times 2, and then Lining top times 2. Okay. I'm not going to need a lot of waterproof canvas for this bag, which is going to be kind of nice. So one of many to come. What's that? That's the bend and snap. That goes over there. I'm not lying. I literally, I've got Post-it notes on my window where I look outside. Yes, I know that's what a window is. I realize what I said. But the window in front of my sewing machine, there we go. There are at least 3 or 4 Post-its on there because of the current projects that I was working on. So it's Eccles 85%. Okay. Contrast vinyl. What color vinyl should we do with this? Because we've got some. So I know the obvious color that people would do for this is pink. And I do have some pretty pinks that would work. But I like to look into the background and see if there's a color that isn't like a lot of it, because then what will happen is when you put that vinyl with it, it'll really kind of it'll bring out that color. So I'm seeing some yellows here. There's a tealish green and a light blue and a pretty purple. So, and then I get to stare. Because, of course, right away I see the purple vinyl. No. And the other thing, too, is that it's got a really dark background. So I don't want to go too dark with it. I have a purple. Because I really think a purple would look nice. What's this? Oh, hello. All right. So what do y'all think about this? And see, my husband was wonderfully giving me some colors to work with already. He's my color coordinator. His color work is amazing. We do butt heads sometimes because if he can, he'll just have black. He'll go with neutral colors a lot. But we've gotten really good at, I've gotten better at letting him know what I'm trying to do by looking into the background, really. And he's able to, now that he knows what I'm looking for, he is able to pull those colors for me nicely. So there's that purple. I think that purple's too deep, though. It looks more like stormy clouds, and he looks so happy in his little dreamy clouds. You said light blue? Light blue. Yeah, see, I wasn't feeling it either. I love it. It's zombie skin from, yeah, this is zombie skin from Impish Designs. And I love it. It's soft. It's so soft. There's that light pink. There's that light blue. What about this? I have enough of it. Okay. What about this one? Ooh, I think I like that because it really brings out that the little tealish star. Yeah, I think the purple was too dark. Kirby is heavily pastels, which I need to order the... Keep forgetting about that. But yeah, I think that one's gonna be nice with it. Let me get one more just to make sure. Don't have a lot of pastels. Those are too dark. Oh, I got shiny stuff in the back. Oh, for the shinies. I have too much vinyl. Come here. It's not one I want to use with it, but I have to show y'all this one. It cracks me up. Don't you fall on me. Which one's this? Oh, no. Okay. So I kind of wish I could use this one, but it's got little flamingos on it. It's so shiny and it has so many flamingos. It's so cute, but I don't think the flamingos match. There's never enough vinyl. Ooh, my husband would disagree with you, but he would also then have to disagree with anybody. I would then disagree that there's never too many miniatures. Okay, and then I have this gold. Let's see if I can. That I'm trying to decide on. So I will probably put a pole. Yeah, I think a little bag. Actually, the reason I have 2 yards of this patterned embossed vinyl in like 5 colors is because of him. Because we were at the sewing studio for their 40% off sale. And I was like, ooh, these are shiny. He's like, just go ahead and get those. I was like, okay. And I went to say a yard and he's like 2 yards each. And I'm like, you are the worst to bring. He does not help me be frugal, which is hilarious. It is totally your fault. But trying to decide between, because there's gator with the teal, or there's the gator with the gold. I am really not sure. You know what's really fun is I'm looking at TikTok and I'm kind of moving it around, and then I'm looking over at Instagram and then I'm looking past y'all to look at my computer so I can see how it looks in that light. And I am not sure which one I like better. Because the gold matches his little crown and his little star buddy that he has. And the teal matches the other little stars. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I think what I will do is I'm gonna keep track of so gold has at least 1 vote. Mila is undecided, so she is no help. They are no help to me. I'm no help to me. I think I really like the gold. I do like doing polls, though, sometimes, because the poll helps me even if I don't pick the one that everybody picked. Because what I end up doing is going, oh, everybody picked that one. I'm going to do the other one then. I have no help to myself. I'm going to put this aside and that aside. Because it is 11:15. Stay. And my husband will also give me another. Now, the other thing to do too, before I get too excited, I do have enough, because I would be able to make sure, because that's the big thing too. And like, I have this dark gold, but I think it makes everything on here look too dark. So I think the teal or the gold are going to be the ones on the pole, which I will end up doing that. So I'm going to go get some lunch and eat and try to get my life together, which, you know, is always fun and exciting. The double zipper wallet, I'm going to make an announcement. That's going to be a YouTube exclusive live video, because it'll take a full day. You like the dark gold. You really are no help, Mila. I'll help my husband look. But I will talk to y'all later. And I will go get some lunch. I hope your Saturday goes well. And that your weekend is fun. If you indeed have weekends. But I will see y'all later. Bye. Where is this one? So now. Bye, Mila. And all right, and now I'll end you